deer revenge. Did a little cleaning up today. Our first story takes place on the Florida-Georgia line. Squirrels get restless. Oh, it's just one of those days. You ever have one of those days where you can't just get into gear? Everything just seems to be eluding you. God, I hate when that happens. I'm really suffering from that today. So, I guess that'd be a good time to do some Florida grown stories, since I'm feeling all homish today. Let's start the show. Did a little cleaning up today. The studio looks a little better. Rain doesn't hurt either. That free cleaning service called Torrential Downpour. I'm a lucky man. Hello everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel. Missed ya. Been watching all your content. Such great entertainment. Absolutely love YouTube, man. Not sure what I would do with my time without it. Well, let's get right into it. It's time for another installment of our Florida Grown Stories. That's when I share with you all the wacky and crazy things that go on here in my state on a regular basis. Doesn't happen where you live, but definitely happens where I live. So let's dig into this first story. Our first tale is a tale of a possible crime, or maybe not. See, our first story takes place on the Florida-Georgia line. It appears a young 37-year-old woman on her way to work one morning pulls into a local Speedway gas station. She was minding her own business, just pumping her gas, when she felt a push or a punch from behind. And what actually happened, you'll see in the clip below. When deers attack. Only here in Florida. You're pumping your gas and some deer just decides to come running through the station and kick you in the head. Holy moly. Happy to say the woman is fine. Just a bit taken off guard, I guess. No serious injury to her head, even though being kicked by a deer. That's a hoof to the head, man. Hoof to the head is definitely a painful thing. But I'm glad to say that all is well. The patron of the gas station survives with little to no injury. I think just some scratches to the head they reported. A deer escapes. So, if you are anywhere on the Florida-Georgia line and stopping to pump gas early in the morning, pre-dawn hours, you want to look over your shoulder. Keep an eye out for those deers that are getting revenge. We always hit them with our car, now they're coming to hit us back. So, let me know in those comments below. Any deer attacks where you live? Do you even have deer where you live? I'm not quite sure. But if you like that story, we got another one. Dateline, Port Charlotte. It appears that a young lady decided to go to a local Big Lot store and do a bit of shoplifting. So you may say to yourself, why would you go shoplifting at a Big Lot store? I had the same question. Didn't make much sense to me either. But evidently, that's a thing. Nothing I was ever aware of, but let's break this down little by little. So, in Port Charlotte, our Floridian neighbor decides to go and do a little shopping. Not using any money, just a little shoplifting. Actually a tremendous crime here in Florida. Shoplifting is probably number 2 behind check fraud. So, not an unusual story at all. Usually not even good enough story to make Florida grown. But, like everything else here, in this particular instance, our would-be shoplifter, sensing that she was about to be caught, hightailed into the ladies' room, pulled the old drop ceiling tile trick where she removes some, climbs up in there, replaces it, and pretends like no one ever went in there. Unfortunately for her, the police had already known who she was and was actually already following her into the ladies' room, which stopped them because it happened to be a male officer, and so they had to wait for female officers to arrive. Upon entering the bathroom, they noticed she wasn't there. The drop ceiling gimmick is, shoplifting 101, I guess, in Florida. They all try to hide up in the ceiling. So, being the cunning woman she was, she scurried up into the ceiling and she just stood there. The police came in, asked her to come down. She played possum and just didn't answer. So, being the wise bastions of the law that they are, they pretended they left the ladies' room and then they just stood outside the door. Well, our would-be criminal decided that only after 5 minutes she would believe they have left and gone for good. So she removed herself from the ceiling and exited the bathroom and pretended that she just had walked in there, that she had no idea what was going on. But she didn't realize that the police were camped out outside the door and the lady police officer was in one of the other stalls waiting. So if she went back in, they could cut her off. So, busted! But again, two questions come to mind. One, if you're going to commit a crime and possibly go to jail for many years, is Big Lots really the place that you're going to steal from? I mean, almost anything you can find in Big Lots, you can find in the Dollar Tree. So you're stealing $1 and $2 items. I mean, we know you're not that intelligent, but we thought you'd be a better criminal than that. And then, contention point number 2. I guess since she's Floridian, she really did believe that the police would just go away and leave her alone, not even bother to try to wait her out. The criminal mind, I'll never understand it. But maybe you do. Let me know in those comments. Hiding out in the ceiling sound like an intelligent thing to do, or just another dumb Florida grown issue, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the latter. But if you enjoyed those and they put a smile on your face, well, story number 3 should really make you laugh. Let's check that one out too. Squirrels are getting restless. They make this chirping sound. You think it's birds, but it's usually their pre-attack sound, so kind of pay attention to that. You learn all these wonderful things when you live in the deep south of North America. Even our squirrels are as dangerous as our deer, I guess. But I have one more story for you today, and it should really put a smile on your face. Not weird, not odd, no one getting hurt, no one getting kicked in the head, no piling up cars. Actually, a pretty cool human interest story. Our last story comes to us from Key West. Many of you may be familiar with that. The Florida Keys are an exceptionally beautiful, pristine, untouched piece of nature that we have here in North America. People come from all around the world to see the beauty of the Keys. So, keeping within that genre, we're gonna see how they help beautify the Keys during the Halloween season. So, this past weekend, we just had the annual pumpkin carving contest in Key West. And I'm thinking many of you are like, come on, Andrew, what do you mean? Pumpkin carving? That is far from unique to Florida. How does that ever make a Florida-grown story? We pumpkin carve everywhere. We live in them everywhere. Everywhere around the world that celebrates Halloween, they carve. Right? Well, of course, remember, it's Florida we're talking about. Things get done here with a little bit of a twist. You see, this pumpkin carving contest was done underwater. Starting to sound different, huh? Not just underwater in your swimming pool, underwater 30 feet down in the Atlantic Ocean. That's right. This was a scuba diving pumpkin carving contest. They went down in teams of 2, about a dozen people, so about 6 teams that would be. Spent about 15 to 20 minutes to a half an hour at best working on their scariest, what should be scariest Halloween creations. Making it difficult, of course. You must realize that the pumpkin insists on floating. I mean, you know, it's hollow, kind of ish, filled with air, with a dense outer shell, so boop, that's part of the contest. One of you hold it down while the other carves away. So it is a bit difficult and a little more challenging than the regular in your kitchen pumpkin carving. But needless to say, all of our contestants did an outstanding job, as you can see. And I'm proud to announce the winner, although I actually do not agree with the winner's theme. The winner's theme was electric eel swimming around and through a heart. Not quite sure how that qualifies for Halloween, but it was beautiful and stunning, and obviously the best of all the submitted pumpkins. So, hats off to you, ladies from Detroit. It appears it was 2 young women from Detroit that won. I think I have their names somewhere. If not, I'll include it down below. Josephine and Stephanie, that's it. Hey, I'm getting old. Give me a break, all right? I do this all off the top of my head. Josephine and Stephanie from Detroit, Michigan. Congratulations. You know, I am disappointed that it wasn't won by a Floridian. I mean, that's sad. You people live in Key West that competed and go diving all the time and know of this. How could you let people from Detroit beat us? But you know what? No hard feelings. We'll do better next year. Congratulations, ladies. You deserve it. But do me a favor. Next time, make it a Halloween theme, huh? How about an electric eel swimming through the eye of a skeleton, a skull? You know what I mean? The skulls I like to collect. One of those. That would have been more fitting to the theme, but hey, you know what you're doing. You won, and I didn't. Anyway, those are our Florida-grown stories today. Which one'd you like the best? Would it be deer kick to the head, scuba diving for pumpkins, or perhaps our young lady who enjoyed hiding in the ceiling? I don't know. I think they're all equal. I don't think there's any real winner this week. If I had to choose one, I think the deer revenge is something that's near and dear to my heart. But y'all know how we do it. Comment, like, subscribe. Love ya. See y'all in the next one. Deer revenge. Oh man, I'm gonna be looking out for them. Them guys could be deadly. Kick to the head, put to the end of your life.